Hi, everyone. Give me 1 second. And then this is she's.
Just taking a little longer.
There.
Everything else.
All right, we are good to go. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Newington Library's 5K race meeting. We're 2 months out. I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Mason to run through the agenda and things, but we'll open things up. It looks like we have Pauline online. Hi, Pauline. Thank you for joining us. And George looks like he's online too.
Hi.
So I just ask anybody that's watching the screen, if you see their hands go up, or folks, if you are remote, don't be too polite. If you've got something to say and I'm not seeing you, make sure we hear you. So with that, I'll turn it over to Kevin.
Okay, so I think that in the awards thing, the only thing we did change is we decided to add an 80+ category. Sounds like we did. So I asked Flat to put that on the system, and I think you guys changed it on the website.
Yep.
And so the only thing I think the question was whether we get medals, but I mean, last year we had 2 males and 1 female that were +80, so I guess is how we're gonna do that this year.
Yeah, I mean, if we've got it there, I think we get the award.
Yeah.
awards.
Yeah, so I mean, the medals cost $5 or something like that, so.
Yeah.
If there's only 1 person each category, you pay for the medals and insurance, so not too bad. So I think that was it on that, and then.
We'll have to let Neil know that.
Yeah, well, Neil was talking to, I know he was talking to Anna at one point, he went, because I thought we were gonna wait till next year to do that. We're gonna wait till
Right.
next year to do the,
Right.
non-designated category for lack of a better word.
We've changed all that.
Yeah, okay.
We did receive the medals, just so you know.
Okay.
We don't have an 80+ though, right? Yeah, so we need
So
to.
we need to order
We're
those.
just,
And we
you know,
have time to get
scratch one on it.
duct tape.
I have plenty left over every year, we got people, we don't have them in every category now. Like, let's say 20 to 29 men or something, 29 to 29 men, we don't have somebody show up, we don't have a second place medal as well, but we can't. One thing that you did in the tournaments that we did for all the softball stuff is they actually had you had the same medal. And you had the sticker that went on, it was a clear sticker, and you put all the information on it, so you didn't have to, if you didn't use
Oh,
the medal.
Good idea.
Yeah, so what I do is I buy trophies and you have labels, so I can take the labels off and put a new label on it. I keep the same trophy every year, just change the labels out and stuff like that, so it's a little bit cheaper than replacing the trophy. Right, you could buy them in bulk and then you do that, I don't know how easy it is, how easy to do those. Yeah, the plastic ones, yeah.
So, Neil, welcome. We were just talking about the fact that we did add that 80 category, 80+ category, so we need medals for that.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I got one, okay. Because I thought we decided to put that off to next year. That's right.
We just,
Yeah,
well,
everything we decided, we undecided, so. What can I
we
say?
kind of went back and forth.
Okay, so I got to order, 12 for 80 and all
Yeah, 80 female, male, just like we do, that's like a regular category. We're gonna have more trophies than we need, but just in case.
that. Okay.
So,
then 12
first and second for 80 male, first and second for 80 female,
Just for the 80.
just for the age. Everything else is all set.
What the-
No, you already have all the other ones.
Oh, you
We
put
do.
the other non-binary?
No, we're not doing
No,
that
we're
this
not
year.
doing
That's you're not doing,
That's
okay, I'm confused, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's much more complicated.
No, I'm less confused,
Okay,
okay, I will take care of that.
thank you.
Okay, I think we did a pretty good job talking about the, food and stuff last time. I don't think the things changed. I know that, Anna was working on a couple things, but.
Yeah,
Anything
let's,
changed on food?
let's review the food. Is there anything that needs to be picked up? Does somebody have to go to Dunkin' Donuts?
I
to
mean,
pick up?
I haven't heard back from them on when and where,
Okay,
but they are donating 10 dozen donuts.
Oh,
okay.
they are, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the health department did say that we can hand them out if the people handing them out have gloves and tongs.
All
Do
right.
the glove tom and.
Rather put them in a
Right.
plastic bag.
Easier.
Yeah,
Is there anything else on, food?
I
Yeah,
have 12 dozen bagels coming from Costco. They gave us a discounted price last year, so it'll be more of the same.
Do we have to pick them up or?
Yeah, on Saturday, is that what you did last year? Karen picked them up on Saturday.
Yeah, you're gonna do that again?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are we gonna cut those up this year and then put them in plastic bags ahead of time, or what are we doing? Because I know now we can't really hand, unless you're gonna give somebody a whole bagel.
I didn't cut them, did we?
Not last year, I don't think we did. No, we did.
Can they cut them
No.
for us? Can they cut them at Costco for
No,
us?
it's probably in the back.
Yeah.
But they make them there.
They do.
I can ask.
I'm just thinking, before they put them in the bag, yes.
Slice.
They probably have a bagel cutter, so.
Do you want them like cut, so it's like two halves of the whole bagel as
Like
opposed
a
to like down
slice.
the middle?
Oh, that's a good idea,
Not
yeah.
that cream cheese, what does it matter?
Oh, all right, so yeah, anyway, they'll cut them for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, what does it matter if it's good?
because then we could do the same thing with the donuts and just hand them the bagels with tongs.
That's a good point. Why would they need to cut them if they're not putting anything on?
Cause it's sometimes, you know, aren't getting the whole bagel.
The stripes is bar.
They may not get the whole bagel.
So we got 12,000.
So 140.
44,
Plus how many donuts?
Same.
10 dozen.
yeah.
10 dozen.
20 donuts. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I would think
I'll ask.
people, you might, if they cut them, that's great. People want to take a whole one, they can still take a whole. one.
Right.
People only want to take a half a bagel.
Okay.
Anything else on food or refreshments?
I also have, 5 trays of fruit coming from Middlewoods,
So, oh, that's right.
and they're gonna put them in, plastic cups, or get the plastic cups for us.
With covers. And, how are they eating them? Do we need
It's gonna have
plastic
to be
with?
in 4, because otherwise we're handing them toothpicks that we're touching kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we need to get
Plastic
forks.
And Anna was talking with Stu Leonard's.
Yep.
So she said, oh, you're here. Oh my gosh, I'm so. I didn't see you over there. Never mind, I don't have to say
Use LinkedIn.
anything.
Not being quiet. I was sitting at my computer,
I saw it come in.
zone, in the zone, and all of a sudden I looked up, and I went, oh my goodness, it's 5:00, so I apologize.
We started.
So Stu Leonard's?
Stu Leonard, yeah, they're confirmed
They're gonna-
for, what did I tell you?
Fruit.
100 and,
Apples and bananas.
yeah, apples and bananas or bananas and oranges, either one. It's like, I think 400 pieces or 300 pieces altogether.
That's gonna be great.
And Lesser Evil is no longer doing any donations, so
Okay.
I did reach out to them.
Okay, but I mean, this looks amazing between the, Dunkin' Donuts donuts, the, fruit from Stu's and from, Middlewoods, thank you, and then the bagels from Costco, like that. Nobody should be going home hungry. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Super, thank you, folks.
All right, moving on to awards then. I had a couple of items. First of all, I got a 4-pack to Lion King, the Children's Theater, Newington Children's Theater, for that Saturday, like the month after, so they're gonna send me actually I have it, so I just got printed off. So we can add that. But what I was thinking this year was maybe, having 2 or 3 things up at a time, so somebody could just pick them, because sometimes people are getting stuff they don't wanna get, you know, and I don't want people spending 20 minutes trying to decide what they want. But like, I was just thinking about that 4-pack, I said, well, you know, you get that, I mean, unless you have kids, you really don't want it, you know? So I would, you know, like to suggest that,
Didn't we try that one year? I think we tried that.
oh, sometimes we took like,
I remember we did that.
the dog training, remember, we'd always have that as a gift, you could always take the dog training or something like that. But I don't see why we can't just say, first, you get your choice, and the person who gives the gift card to this, and this gift basket, and this here. It may slow it down a little bit, but, you know, then people are more likely to get what they want, and then we just replace it, whatever comes out, oh, here's a gift card now to such and such, and that's what we have, and then they can go and get it, and we start with the first person we agreed, I think last time, that whoever the 85th person is that came in, because it's our 85th, you know, the 85th year of the library, they would get their first choice. And I'm thinking that sometimes we have some of those gifts, like the oil change, or the massage, or the free exercise, I don't know if we have that this year, but the free hour train, and most, some people are going, great, you know, I'd rather have the $5 gift card than Subway. So I just think, you know, but I also know, we gotta watch it, because I don't have too many things, they're gonna spend 10 minutes trying to pick their item out. So I think 3 things would be good, if it doesn't work, we'll just adjust at some point, you know. I don't know, how do you guys feel about that?
Do we wanna put the big thing, do the big things all first? You know, like you know, cause I don't have them yet, but I'm sure I'll get them, is the Britain Beans ticket. We do have the yard goat tickets, the Britain Beans ticket, the yard goat tickets. What you know, the 4-pack for the theater,
And
the
those,
exercise stuff.
those are just, door prizes, they're not,
None of these are
race
going,
prizes.
right,
Okay.
right.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, as long as you have something of value up there, so somebody gets something they want, I think we're okay.
We've done that in the past.
But I think if we used to like spread them out, I
Yeah.
think that, so, usually when the name gets drawn, the first person gets like, ooh, the biggest thing, so, we put out the higher denomination items, and then we just keep on drawing those, and then the prizes, the value of the prizes go down.
Yeah, if you want to put them in order, that's not a big deal, that's a problem. I just think it's nice that somebody may have a choice whether they want to go to the B's or they have the $25 gift card to TJ's or something like that, depending whether they have kids or don't have kids. And we have a lot of people there with kids, so a lot of times that works out pretty well.
Yeah, is Neil here? Well, you said you were gonna ask your teacher to donate for the drumming lesson.
Yeah, that's today. I think we're gonna give her next week.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a unique thing. Not
Right.
everybody's gonna want
Right,
that.
so if you have it up on the table, maybe at the end of the day, it's the last thing on there, so you grab it, like, well, I'll find somebody that wants to learn how to play the drums and either take their parents and you can do that, so.
Okay.
So I will try that, and then
We can try it. see
we'll
how it
revisit,
works.
maybe if it slows things down
Next
too
year.
much, then, maybe go down to 2 gifts.
So we're gonna have the race prizes, and then the first, door prize will be the 85th person who registered.
Right.
Number 85.
Yeah. And they'll
We
pick
registered or crosses the finish
across the
line?
finish line,
Oh, crosses the finish line?
yeah, the 85th person across the finish line. So. And they'll be the first one to pick the raffle ticket then.
Right, right.
So it's kind of,
Yeah,
I
and it's a
think,
little bit,
Yeah.
different, because I think, one time too, when the readers were big, we gave those out at the 25th years.
yeah,
20th anniversary or something. We've been doing this a long time.
this is 28th year, right? 28?
27.
27th, because we missed the,
Oh,
And
that's
every
right,
year.
I guess that would, okay.
so while we're talking about prizes, since we have we have two levels. We have a little reader's sprint.
Right,
So I talked with Karen earlier and, gonna make sure that we have the little sponsor and the little runner, the finishing line awards that they get, the little ribbons. And last year we had, I think, Elisa bought some swag from Oriental Trading. Now, you said, what did you say, Michelle, that we have something coming?
From Chick-fil-A, they have a little cow that they give away, so they'll give away whatever, 30 little stuffed animal cows. Their big chocolate chip cookie and, I think a little gift card and a book, they have books.
So the cow, a book and a cookie?
And maybe a certificate too, because they're doing the kids' summer meal, so if she can get them in time, we'll get those too.
Okay.
each kid will get a package like that?
Oh, we don't really have to get any.
No, that's what I'm saying, that's plenty.
Yeah, we just have to get,
A
do
little
this and
bit.
make sure that they have a ribbon.
If my height's not tall enough, could
Yeah.
I register?
But you still have to run it.
Yeah, but everybody gets a gift.
You have to run it, you really can't, it's a little run, not little walkers.
Are we going to include a juice box with that for them? Rather than a bottle of water or,
What did we do last year?
I don't
I
remember.
don't think we had drinks.
I don't think they had
We
drinks.
didn't have drinks for them last year?
No,
They had the water, they did the water.
Yeah, I mean,
They come up to, or everything else from you guys.
All right, well, they can always get a bottle of water,
Well, can we find out water at the finish line?
huh?
They bottled water at the finish
For the
line.
little one.
Oh, well, okay, I don't.
who just gets all those little minutes out, that shows up, she have a little box.
Yeah, we get the
We'll
little.
get the little bottle.
I'll just get the little bottles for them.
Okay.
Anything else on prizes or sponsorships, anything like that?
Just a question for Anna. The medals that you gave out last year, did Lisa give them to you from Oriental Trading?
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, registration, so at this point, we have 77 registrants. At this point, last year we had 73, so we're slightly ahead. We have 8 little readers. At this point, I think we had 2, so we're ahead on the little readers. So
Right.
numbers are slightly above, as to the date.
And the April mailing goes out.
I just, it went out this morning, this afternoon.
This afternoon,
Yeah,
okay.
it went out. And that just talks, Anna writes them for us, and it talked about the, record.
Yeah, so for those of you who aren't familiar who aren't runners, the race entry, the system that we use for online registration has a built-in mailing system, so it captures all the runners' emails as they register and the donors. And so, we've worked it out for the last couple of years and pretty much just rewrite the same things. You know, we have a launching email, letting people know online registration is open. And then, you know, it's maybe 3 to 4 weeks later, we do another one. But then now that we're into April, they're gonna get 2 emails this month, you know, timing it. They'll get an email like 2 weeks before the race. And the week of the race, they'll get another one. And everybody who's registered, when online registration closes, we'll get a separate email giving them instructions for packet pickup and for race day. And, you know, that seems to be working well, I think, and.
Yeah, the email goes to, for right now, the emails goes to anybody who's been in the race the last couple of years.
Yes,
And then, but that last one will only go to the ones that were registered for this year.
yeah, and I think it helps make things run smoother and. You know, and the emails, they have the, you know, so each email has a theme, so 1 month it might be, you know, well, the first month is we're open, and then it might be come break a course record, then it's like, you know, get a free entry, so we're always pushing something.
Yeah, the one before this one was a T-shirt.
Yes.
You gotta register, the top first 200 to get
You
a
know,
T-shirt, so, yeah.
You know, I think this past one reminded people about the Little Reader Sprint.
Yeah.
And, you know, so there's just a, you know, a message in each one, so it's not repetitive.
So, no, yeah, that went out this afternoon. So.
But you do that instead of watching the eclipse.
I did have the glasses, the library didn't have them, so I didn't come with them. No, I
You
didn't.
weren't one of the 400 people that.
That's all.
Called you.
You can blame Facebook for that. Everybody said, go to the library.
Okay, so let's see, nothing else in registration. Platt has been informed about the 80+ category and we'll add it for the day of the race.
We also, did offer the, prefer not to say option on paper registrations. So, we didn't do the full out, non-binary, just if somebody really has a problem selecting one or the other genders, we gave the option on the paper form to say prefer not to say. There are no prizes associated with that. But that will be there, so he's gotta get their timing.
Yeah.
Under a category. Okay.
Wait a minute. I just don't thought on that.
Well, I would think so, because if.
It'll just show,
Five.
it'll show us unknown.
Okay,
The sex, because sometimes people don't put their sex in. They just don't do it. They assume, I can guess the first name is male or female, I guess, and sometimes I can't. So that's hard to categorize them, so we just don't get really uncategorized rather than put them in the female
There you
category.
there you go.
So I think that's how it works. I'll double check with you. Let me
Yeah,
put a
just
note.
double check.
Yeah, let me put a note to that,
We
'cause I wanna make sure I'm right.
To my knowledge, we haven't received back any of those paper registrations yet, but it's a lot of conversations.
Excuse me, with being on banner last year, we reported to leave male and leave female runners. Do you want that this year or we're canceling that?
So we do have, for prizes and recognition, we have, yeah, those are the two categories that are
Yeah, we can-
recognized.
Because last year,
I think
after
you
there was
can still
a
do that.
return trip by Taft.
Yep.
We started out saying, okay, lead runner pass by position male,
Yeah,
and we can try to get the number.
yeah.
He's gonna be with Lisa, she's at the finish line, and she'll be getting that information, lead runner pass Taft.
Yeah, I mean, the worst case scenario is that happened to be the person that's just didn't want to declare their sack, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's an internal communication,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's not
Yeah.
going anywhere else.
No,
The concern is more for the general announcements, so that Kevin's out here and say, you know, instead of
Ladies and
saying, hey,
gentlemen."
ladies and gents, do you say, hey, runners, can I have your
Yeah.
attention, please?
that would be hard.
I know.
I know,
The two of us,
I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm gonna try. I'll try.
yeah, the two of us will work on it.
Well, you should have heard that Diane, I had a conversation with Diane, we were trying to be mindful of that, and it's very difficult.
And the woman who,
The person,
the person, excuse me.
the runner.
Yeah, but when we got the top
She
female and top male, we
Well, yes,
clearly.
yes,
So,
clearly.
yeah, so
To-
we do have.
Cheer the runners.
Yeah, so we just do same thing last year where all these gonna get is the lead runners coming down.
Yeah.
Field Street, whatever, that's all you're gonna know.
That's fine. Male and
Next
female.
will be the next lead female
Yeah,
that we identify, because the numbers aren't different, in the same color bibs.
so, but like I said, that's internal anyway.
Everything's the same, it's internal.
Yeah,
And we'll
Okay,
see, and then what will happen if a prefer not to say person is one of the people that's in the lead, we just won't know that.
Yeah.
Until we get the scoring for
okay, it's like the sheet.
the official scoring, and then we'll know when we tie the scoring back to the number.
okay.
Thank you both.
Okay. All right,
Diane? Diane,
Yes.
this is Pauline. I was wondering, we had talked with Saputo last year, and Saputo said they were going to talk with not Dairy Queen, but the other ice cream place on Cedar Street to join us. They had said that they wanted, Saputo had wanted to have the that ice cream parlor participate somehow. And I know that I did discuss that when we had our closing meeting last year, and whether or not anyone talked to Saputo about that.
So Michelle said that she'd reach out to them to see if they had had that discussion or what was going on, so thank you for bringing that up, we all missed that.
I
All
have
right,
one
thank-
question. We added the eighties, thing. Did you address the eighties category in the trophies?
I'm going to,
In the medals,
have to do
yes.
that.
Okay.
We brought it up, they'll be ordered.
There's four more ones.
Alright, sorry, I missed that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be calling.
I just already paid the bill, that's.
Yeah,
I'll get it on over.
okay, other than that, I think we're set with time company registration, course committee. I don't think anything's changed, we should be all set with that, we just gotta do the delivery of the flyers, as we normally do the week before. Unless somebody else has anything else about course committee. I know last year we had a concern that the Masons were gonna have an event, but that event starts at 10 this year. So there shouldn't interfere with our race, we're long by then.
That's right, because I'm not running.
Right, yeah, at 9:15 usually, I think the last person got to be by, was pretty close, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. Moving on down to promotions of t-shirts.
So t-shirts, we're using a new vendor this year, Logo Thread, and they are aware, we've given them preliminary counts, just because they're new, so they would know what we were talking about. Trying to finalize the logos with lots of folks, that'll be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sponsors on the t-shirts this year. And that's front and back, depending on the amount of the donation as that goes in. So just trying to make sure that we have all of that I have all of the logos. Anna pulled some logos from the website. And what I was hoping to get are the PNG logos or something that's very clear, but I'll send them off, and if they're not, then we'll try to reach out to the individual sponsors directly and say, you know what? Whatever we've got is not clear enough to transfer onto a t-shirt. Anna?
So on some report, I saw that Logo Thread was going to donate 30 t-shirts for the Little Runners.
Yes.
So is there a new design coming up for that?
I believe it's just the little front, little reader spread. And the whole idea was that we would not be putting years on them and stuff, because we were gonna, if we got 18, but we had 30 shirts, we got
Yeah.
a few extra shirts for next year.
What color are we using?
We are using, I'm gonna call it the safety line green color.
Is that the same for the little readers and for it's the same color? Yeah.
There'll be t-shirts though, they won't be.
It'll probably look something like this.
Oh, right. Oh, the little kids t-shirt.
Michelle, you wanna mention?
Yeah, Dutch Point came in at 500 instead of 250, so you just need to move them up.
Okay.
Fun.
Thank you, Dutch Point.
Okay, sponsor signs,
That's another one on the back, sure, just saying.
Yeah.
sponsor signs, so you guys are putting that together.
Oh, the sponsor sign, yeah, Lisa
Lisa works on that.
will call me whenever. Ready to do that.
So can I just?
You want to double check then, that Lisa will be working on it.
When is that
normally.
Well, we need it before the race, that's all.
That would be nice, I guess.
So we also say that we display it in the lobby, so,
Yeah, they-
Usually, you have to print it like 2 weeks before the race.
okay. So we should be doing kind of a final call for sponsors,
Yeah,
and then if somebody comes in later, you know, certainly we're happy to have them, and we can just tell them. Right. We're so glad that you're joining us. Next year, join us earlier, and we'll make sure we get all the print things and everything going for you.
that you get on the t-shirt, because that, I mean, it's the t-shirt that gets printed sooner rather than later. The sign is like last minute. Can we talk about sponsors for a minute?
Sure.
Because I have a concern. Diane sent out an email the other day. I mean, there was just a few of us on that email. It wasn't the entire committee. And, she talked about sticking to our guns with regard to who could do what. So we have a sponsor brochure that defines what each sponsor gets at each level. You know, where they are on the front of the t-shirt or the back of the t-shirt, how we spotlight them in social media, do they get an event space? And so the gold sponsors do get an event space, and I'm not sure where I don't see it on here, on the banner thing, somehow we missed it, on-site banners. Somehow, for the gold sponsors, we did not include them, for on-site banners. And
They had them in years past.
we had in years past, we had revamped this before. And I think that we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot if we don't put it back to the gold sponsors, because they are our bread and butter.
They are.
And I think that, and like, for a couple of our sponsors, they've been on board. I went and looked, some of them have been on board as gold sponsors for 10 years, 12 years, 5 years. And these are the ones who bring they don't all bring logos, but the ones that I just mentioned, I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but,
Now, and what about the silver levels?
no.
Okay.
No,
So, this is the spreadsheet that I put together just to make sure that I knew what was going on with t-shirts, and then I thought, you know what? Maybe I should pay more attention to what we say on our sponsor level, so, I sent it out to those folks that were most closely related with all the sponsor givers of what they were, just to see if I could get, the different logos and stuff. And that's where I was saying, you know, it's on the shirt, it's not on the shirt, they get a banner, they don't get a banner. Do they get, you know, how many comp entries do they get? Because all of those comp entries go into the t-shirt count, so it was too complicated, I thought, to, you know, have everybody at the board look at it and say, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? So, but I agree, we'll do the,
okay,
we'll continue with the banners, but we need to make sure that we update, the brochure for next year.
Yeah.
Put that line
Yeah.
back in.
I will take care of that. Because when I did the transition from myself to Fiona, I did include a statement for the silver sponsors that going forward for this
Okay.
coming year, that they wouldn't be allowed to bring a banner. And so,
So for the gold sponsors bringing banners, should I reach out to them and let them know
yeah,
if they
so,
are?
so
Well, we
can
can
talk to you
ask
about,
them if they're planning to do a banner, because what happens is, and if they are, it should be dropped off on Friday before the race. Because
Here.
on Saturday, we hang it.
Drop off
Fiona?
on, yes,
I have text already that speaks to that.
okay,
So I can send it to you.
great,
And you can ask those questions at the same time as you send them their comp codes.
okay,
2 emails, 1 email, 2 things.
so drop off at the library here,
Friday.
right? Okay, thank you.
And, but we also offer pickup, and Neil's very good at driving around and picking up.
Oh, so I can offer that in the email as well.
Yeah.
Neil's gonna be picking up,
I will send you the text, or
Okay.
we will talk.
okay.
And are we doing, pickup on Saturday?
Yes, we are
Early
doing the packet
registration.
pickup. Yeah, we are doing packet pickup on Saturday. But let's do so we're done with the sponsors and the check sponsors now.
Thank you.
Yep, good.
The only thing I had was open before we just opened for general is, have we hired the DJ? Are we all set with that?
Yeah, kind of got this sign.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
Right, so anything else that I either forgot or is new business?
I've got my list.
Go ahead.
There's Kevin's list and the.
No, that's good.
There's Anna's list. So last month we talked about, this is our 85th anniversary year, and did we want to do recognition on race day for that? And I don't remember how we left it. You know, Gary Turkle's gonna be here and he's already registered. I mean, we could ask him if he could do a state, this is my thinking, we could do a state recognition at the 5K, and then we can do a town recognition at the annual meeting in September.
Sure.
Yeah, okay,
Right, anybody have an objection to that?
okay.
So state at the 5K with Gary
Yeah,
and then town at annual meeting.
yeah. At some point, we talked about, securing a portable hand washing machine, your unit from the Boy Scouts. I don't know who was responsible for that. I don't remember who was responsible for that. And just wondering what the status of that is. Everybody
I
thought.
don't know
it was
if
a
we
good idea.
need that or not. I think Tim Mankey was our link to, possible
Tim is the link, but
access.
I didn't follow up with him. I wasn't sure where we were at for that.
I
But
thought everybody thought it was a good idea to have it.
But did we put it on the health department application?
yeah, I think that's what we had to,
No. No,
thought it was a case of, that was what we were checking with to see if it was required.
Okay, so is somebody going to,
So right now, we don't have the, sanitation station.
right?
And do we need it? So we have not needed it in the past, and I would say if the health department doesn't say that we need it, that.
You know, in another email, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
With food I made the suggestion to somebody, that we would be, because we have the health department person now to interact with, because we have all these other things to consider, because our food opportunities have expanded, that perhaps it might be time for somebody on the board to become the food oversight person who just manages all of these components that are related to food. And, you know, it doesn't fall on Michelle or Karen or Lisa or Diane to be doing all of this checking. The one person on the board could be, you know, coordinating it, making sure that we've got the napkins, you know, what the utensils, whatever you need. Perhaps working with somebody on staff to make sure that all that stuff is in, but, you know, but getting the volunteer, that one person, the food oversight person would get, you know, Maureen, could you pick up the donuts on race morning, you know, making sure that all the things are here, you know, that the water that's coming from the Friends is delivered. So, you know, I think there's just too many food related things to just leave it to willy-nilly.
We don't leave it to willy-nilly, we leave it to our dedicated, exhausted staff. So I think it is a good idea to have, somebody assist in that.
Anybody
I'll do
willing
it.
to step forward?
I'll do it.
You'll do it? Maureen's gonna do it? Okay.
So let's do just a quick list right now, so that,
It's on the spreadsheet. I'm gonna, after the meeting, between this meeting and the next meeting, I will run copies, so I've got it flagged as food logistics.
because our food's in pretty good
Okay.
order. Yeah, the food's in pretty good order, but it's nice for you to get a list, so that you know, as of today, this is what we were expecting.
Okay, thank you. You know, but Maureen could do the follow-up on the business with the portable hand washing unit. So, let's see, the other thing. All right, look at that.
I have one thing to add. I
Okay.
apologize. I've been texting while you're going. According to Tim, they still have the hand washing station in the library can borrow it if we need it.
Okay.
Okay,
Boy Scout.
Yeah, Boy Scouts.
And who would the contact be?
Tim may. I would say I would volunteer, but unfortunately this year I am not.
you're
in
away, right?
town.
All right, so next item,
Text me this.
do we have enough adults for traffic control?
I do not know.
You do not know?
I thought, TJ would be
Sir?
in this committee to steer us like last year.
Uh-huh,
And if we go with the same amount of people as last year, then it worked. Although we did get a few vehicles within a settlement still sneaking through some of the side streets. And that's not gonna be stopped. But, if he can show up at a meeting and just verify that we've got some adult bodies coming in like last year, that would be a big help.
Ron, I have
Sally
an email
Larkins.
out to him.
Yeah,
Sally Larkin's been coordinating that.
pardon?
It's through CERT. Sally Larkin has been coordinating the people. So she would actually be able to tell you the number of people
Okay.
versus DJ. She's the one coordinating the participants. Isn't DJ?
DJ, yeah, he though was coordinating with all
with
the
the
roads and
departments,
everything,
yes,
yes. So I guess Sally and DJ, I have not contacted Sally. I did send an email to DJ because Lisa had mentioned.
It would be nice if one of them showed up at the last meeting, just to make sure we've got enough
Next
adults.
Sally's more feet on the ground in terms of,
Pardon?
Sally is more feet on the ground for the CERT contact aspect of it.
Okay.
So, I would include her on any of your contact information. Go ahead.
I know, we're Newington, sir, we have 2 people that signed up so far for the CERT team. I'm gonna see DJ work both shifts, I wear 2 hats during the race. So in the past, I either do Darrell, ham radio, or I do CERT, so I'm always Darrell. So I will work with DJ till they talk to him, till, and Sally.
Okay, the more people on that, the better.
Well, yeah.
Okay, the other thing that, I need to touch base on is the distribution of, the race flyers. Last year, we had a group of people from the race committee that volunteered to go to the dining partners and post up the flyer that had the little tear-offs. Karen is in the process of updating that flyer for 2024. We can leave copies at the front desk for people to pick up, but we need a handful of volunteers to split up the list and.
I think I did that.
Do you remember doing that, Chris?
Yeah, I did.
You want to take? Okay,
I think I did that last year.
Well, what's the tear offs?
so it's just a poster, save the date kind of thing.
Save the date.
And then the tear off, gave the date and like our website, so people could go register,
The week before.
No, we need to get it out, before the end of the month.
This one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm trying to remember who broke up the list.
Anna,
Yeah.
Anna, I was one of the volunteers to take the stuff over, so I can do that.
So Colleen is volunteering to do that. Fiona broke up the list.
Yeah, by location to make
Okay.
it easier to get around.
Can you do that again this
Yeah.
year? Okay. So you're gonna distribute.
So
You're gonna
Bonnie,
volunteer.
Christina,
The Chris, myself, anybody else? Neil, did you have,
Well, I did something like that last year.
Okay.
You know, send
I
out-
got you down.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Did you
3,
do
4,
the
5.
flyers in the stores or did you do the flyers at the houses or both?
We do bars in the house, I mean, that.
I hit some restaurants,
Okay, so then you were part of this.
yes, right.
So there's 40 dining partners, and if there's 5 of us, that means we each get 8.
Very good.
Okay,
Super.
all right, moving on. Big things, I'm just looking for my highlights. Actually, for things that need to, to have been completed by March, and we're in pretty good shape, thank you letters, but just reminding the board that the thank you letters for sponsors post-race are done by the board and not by the staff anymore. Oh, and the lawn signs. We have lawn signs somewhere. And the very first year, the Friends put the lawn signs around town. I don't remember who did it last year.
I did some of them,
You did some of them.
Some of
Thank you,
them.
Ron.
yeah,
And I
I
think
can
Tim
do some
made
again.
that.
I can do some again,
Okay,
so,
So what do? You just go,
Lisa?
you get an address, you put a sign up?
yeah, Lisa will
We
usually
have a
have
list
the
of
list.
addresses.
Yeah, I could help with that too.
so Kevin, Ron.
Yeah.
Are you on that too, Neil?
No, I.
No? Okay.
How many signs do we have? You know?
Remember, maybe 20?
Yeah.
Diane, did you say you were gonna help with that?
No.
No? Okay. Who
No, but I was about to say, if you can possibly bring somebody with you, it makes it easier. I did pickup of signs after a book sale once and I was alone. So you drive up, you get out of your car, you pick up the sign, you throw it in your car, you get back in your car. But if you're the driver and you have a sign placer or picker upper, it's easier, it goes a little bit faster.
Yeah, I could work with Ron, Ron and I could do it together, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only 20 signs, we can handle 20 addresses. We see
I
all the
don't
time.
know if it's okay to try.
Well,
Yeah, there aren't a whole lot.
Take you 5 minutes.
Yeah,
7
yeah,
minutes.
that's the problem, yeah.
Well, I think that, but I think that the list is in, you know, it's in a route form.
Yes, it's in route form, which makes sense, so that,
Is this something Lisa produced, this list?
The
friends
Friends
use it.
Friends
Oh,
produce it.
Okay,
It's the friends, sign list.
got it.
And those are the people that have already said they don't mind having a sign.
I mean, I'll put a sign in there, so I don't think you drive for that one.
Yeah, so, and, you know, and if you have more locations than signs, I would just say, use your best judgment as to where you think it's
Yeah.
got the greater visibility.
Exactly.
But you can't put them out until the week of the race. Because they're generic that say, race,
Sunday,
This
race
Sunday.
this Sunday.
Okay, yeah, fine. I can work with it.
so after Mother's Day.
Okay,
All right,
anything else?
you know, everything else is on the list, which I'm going to distribute. And people can take a look at it at their leisure and see all the fun things we get to do to get rid of this race.
So, couple of things, let's talk about assignments or times to be at the race. So in the past, the start times of when we want our board members to be here on Sunday, you know, kind of fluctuates, but what we're saying is 6:30, right? We're gonna be setting up tables, we're gonna be doing all sorts of things.
AM?
Yeah.
Feels earlier, that feels earlier than. Usually.
So,
I think we should come to some.
So let me just tell you, a little bit, right, if we say 7 and people get here at 8, registration opens at what time?
8.
Okay.
I thought it opened earlier than that.
No,
Okay.
usually
No,
not.
registration opens at 8, all right.
And you don't get nearly as many anymore.
I'll give you between the 6:30 and 7.
Ron and I will be here before 7 anyway,
You guys
so.
are here at dark 30.
Yeah,
But if you are able to come on that day, the earlier you get here, the better. I'd rather be mulling around for 15 minutes before the start of the race than, you know, scrambling, trying to figure out whatever happens.
Well, particularly if the food distribution is gotta be a little bit different. We might have to.
Food picked up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
Or.
if we have to set up hand washing stations, things like that, that's just a little bit more to do, and how we set it up could be a little different.
It's not gonna be as automatic as it was for the last 25 years.
do we have, how many, do we have kid volunteers, do we know yet, what we have?
It's tough. I have 2
Really?
committed right now.
Usually have so many, usually have too many.
I did meet with the, person over at Newington High School, I can't remember her name. Lori Kyler, and she felt confident that she could get at least 8.
I think 8's a good.
So again, she said the same thing that we've been getting is just that it's early for teens.
Yeah,
To commit,
Yeah.
no, for more.
In the morning.
but then they scramble at the last minute because they need those
Right.
They do hours. We're one of the last events of the year.
Shut up about.
They'll do a great job at cleanup.
Yeah, they're good, they've been great the last.
They're great.
They showed up.
Yeah.
You gotta talk, but they showed up.
And you don't need them, you need the
Teachers
help.
don't need to be here at 6:30, but,
No.
so what has happened in the past is we say 7 and, people are like, okay, 7, and then it's 7:30 and then it's 8 o'clock.
Got it.
So, certainly we have folks that are gonna be going to different areas to pick up food the day of, maybe there's food there already. You know, you need stuff. I also need volunteers for Saturday packet pickup. And that's, the official hours are 10 to 2, right? Is that what it says?
Sure.
And then, again, so they're gonna be here at 10, but at, you know, 9:30, we need to be putting up the little tent and the tables, unless we do it in here. Last year, we did it in here because of the weather. So people like that day before packet pickup. And, that's also the day that, we hang banners, so, I'm happy
So let's see, I don't remember the shifts last
Yeah, it
year.
was like 2 hour shifts.
2 hour shifts.
I
think we have to do like 9,
10 to 12 and 12 to 2, yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, but it wasn't 10 to 12,
It's
12 to 2.
9:30
Set up and clean
to
up.
12.
Like 9 to 11,
And 12
11
to
to 1,
2:30.
that kind of
Right,
thing.
there was a little bit of overlap too, right? So we wanted a little bit of overlap.
9:30 to 12
Okay.
and 12 to 2:30. Because you gotta do the packing up.
Yeah,
right?
if you just want two, I think we did 3 shifts so that we could, we don't have to do that many shifts. But it is nice, and what happens is people do the packet pickup, some people register on that day too.
Maureen,
Same here.
Yeah.
I can do it, whenever time. Doesn't
whatever
matter.
time, so Maureen.
At the moment, no.
I'll do it.
I'll be there, but if I'm not needed at packet pickup, I'll be doing banner hanging.
Chris, Anna.
You can put me down for 12 to 2:30.
You want 6:30?
12 to 2:30, okay. Maureen, Chris, and so I'll do the 12 to 2:30 myself.
Okay, I'll come in.
Okay, so what did we get to timing for packet pickup?
We're already on there.
9:30 to 12 will be Maureen and Chris. And Anna and Neil have 12 to 2:30.
I can be here.
Oh, Fiona,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, you can,
How do you want me to come?
you can float in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, maybe you come in through, maybe a busy time, maybe like between 11 and 1.
Okay.
And then that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Do you
good.
remember how many we had picked up then that day? Does anybody remember what the number was?
It's a lot.
It was faster than you would think, now that they're getting used to it, and we also had the little tag, situation last year, so we were cutting
Yeah,
those
no,
off, so that. I mean, we had 4 people working on doing the tags and stuff, so they had placed the electronic timer in the wrong, and
They placed it across the
absolutely wrong place. On the bibs.
I'm gonna call him again, he did tell us.
Make sure.
Well, he said he would, but he hasn't done them yet, so I'll double check with him.
Okay,
I gotta talk to him about this.
so that's
We had
good,
a lot of assignments done tonight.
thank you. Right.
Call me at a good moment.
Okay, and so I also need to do another count for people that will be here on race day, and I know that we say that you have to do it, but people have weddings and what have you, so I'll start online. George, are you, here for race day?
Yes, I'll be here for Wednesday.
Pauline? Pauline, are you here for race day?
Yes,
Thank you. Christine, you are, Anna?
Yes.
You guys are, thank you. Ron, I know you are, Neil. Fiona? I know, Leanne, you can't go there. Pam, Pam is our new board member. I'm gonna introduce her at the next meeting. So I don't know if you're available on May 19th or not, but you're certainly welcome.
Getting thrown into the fire both feet first.
Lori. And Maureen is.
Yeah.
Great t-shirt out of it.
And Kevin is, no matter where Kevin is, we're gonna go find him if he has any other ideas for that day, so
I'm
thank
gonna go
you.
anywhere.
All right, so,
And Diane, okay.
I know Andy won't be here,
Yeah.
and Leanne, can't be here this year either. Thank
How
you.
about Chris? Riley?
He was asking about assignments for the day, so I'm going to assume that he can be here, but, thank you.
So that's 10 trustees.
Hey, Jeff?
Out of 15.
I am gonna, make a request because I won't be here and I do apologize. It's one of those things where vacation kept moving because babies kept arriving. And, my husband booked it, not realizing it was the race time when we changed it, so. If you have any treasurer needs, I will have the cash box with the typical amount so that you have the cash. We're not anticipating any unusual situations regarding that. DJ check, et cetera, those type of things. If I could have that done before, I leave the 11th. So if we could have all that resolved, I will leave with the office some checks if it has to be, but I really don't want to put the onus on Diane to have to write them or come in and take care of them or
Track
anything
them
like
and
that.
mess up our whole system or anything else like that.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just sharing them the reality of the situation.
But that way, the staff does so much for us. I don't want to put the onus on any kind of last minute payments on them. So if we could try and get as much of it done, we usually do ahead of time, but this time I need it more than a week before.
Okay, so May 11th you leave.
I will get the cash
DJs.
box here. I will have the DJ check here.
So
I
May
will have all
11th
of
you
that.
leave, right?
I fly out at like, dark 30 on the 11th.
Okay, so May 1st.
any last minute payments that need to be made on the day of, right? We can't invoice them, you know.
We can very easily, we have the credit card. That we can bill it that way, and also I will leave some checks for that and any other incidentals that happen board related. But, that way, like I said, I just don't want to throw it off on the staff, they already do so much for us.
I just have some, would we ever consider, it's probably relevant now, appointing a deputy treasurer to the board? Would that make any sense? In case situation you can't be at.
Well, both Maureen and,
They have a first
Diane
sign.
can sign,
Okay.
so it's, I mean, it's just
I
a
think it's
case
just
of.
you and I.
No, I don't think that. Well, I don't know.
No, you have access to the safety deposit box?
I went to the bank for something.
Yeah, you have access to
No,
the
that was,
safety
those were the
deposit box.
accounts, that was the accounts,
Oh,
you
and
and
the
I
accounts.
are the safety deposit box.
Or the safety deposit box and signing checks. So it's normally the president and the treasurer, and in this case, the president, treasurer, and vice president, that have check signing abilities.
Yeah, I think.
And for the credit card, it's the treasurer and the director of the library. So just so you know.
And the assistant director.
Yeah, the assistant director. Okay, so that's money for that day. We've got our folks signed up. Are we good?
Anything else?
I
Yes.
mentioned earlier, the roads seem to be getting tarred, that they're doing milling on Ashland Street.
Okay,
Yeah, they're gonna be done by the end of April. I
Okay,
already checked with the department. It looks like they're paying already.
We have a question. Yeah, Michelle, why don't you let them know?
Steve Woods from Stonehenge is gonna do 250 again, but he wants to do it electronically. How can he pay by credit card?
I can send him the info.
All right, so I'll just send, I'll
Yeah.
forward it to
Did
you.
he, did he email you?
Yeah.
Oh, I just sent him the invoice, so that, okay.
Okay,
Cool. All right, great.
Today?
Yeah.
I do-
Oh, excellent.
I do have one note regarding that. Typically, when we're just getting checks, I therefore know who has paid. Because if they're going electronically, it takes a little bit to filter through. I do know that some people paid in March, for example, but I have not yet received the check from like.
Neptune.
From,
Donations.
right, Neptune,
For network,
I know that-
for good.
Network from.
They're the
Good for
only
Good.
one so far. Yeah.
If they do it through the race thing, I've got to get the race breakdowns to see that as well.
Okay.
So if you could just give me a heads up if you know that people were,
Those are the only two. So Neptune was the one we talked about last meeting.
Right, and
That
so
was
now-
through,
and
and
that's
now
okay.
Stonehenge.
Just one thing, all right, if Stonehenge wants to pay that way, they have to cover the processing
The
fee.
processing fee. Which is, do you know how much that is?
It depends on the dollar amount.
Okay. It's a good percentage.
It's probably,
3%.
3%? Usually. Okay, I'll just let him know kind of, although it says it at the end, right? It tells him the exact price.
Yeah.
when he's on the website, it'll tell him the price. But here's the other thing, give him a heads up that he's not going to see his credit card process to the library. He's gonna see the credit card process to Network for Good or whatever it
Right.
is. That comes
it's like
through.
paying to United Way and
Yeah.
then they write us a check. It
Okay.
goes into a different
So
organization.
if they're looking for it, or if they're like denying charges later, it's like,
Okay.
you know, I didn't give money for this, it's that other item. And then the last thing is, of course, sponsorships. We always ask our board members to be part of the Cheers Club at the $100 level. So if you haven't done that, if you could do that, that would be nice.
Yeah, so there are three board members, maybe 4 board members who are, I think 3,
Legacy.
who are currently, so they are automatically, they are, you know, they are fulfilling their obligation by donating.
So you've tracked that and sent that information to the treasurer.
Yes.
But, if we have people coming through Network for Good, I know of one that I saw that is coming through and they just got 2 checks, so dribs and drabs. We are historically the last group to put our checks in.
No, it isn't so.
I have to say, I was at the Hartford Marathon Foundation last week picking up their donation for this race. And, basically kudos to us for running a profitable 5K. Because a lot of nonprofits who try to do it and think they can do it end up losing money.
A
So,
lot of that is the work of the
It's because of the
sponsors and the
sponsors.
staff, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because the registration alone
no.
doesn't
No,
pay
that
for the
won't do
t-shirts. So again,
Okay.
thank you to everyone. Good, you got what you need?
What's our next meeting with the date?
So
Very well.
our next meeting, sorry,
May 13th.
is May 13th, and that's the Monday before our race. So, yes,
So will you email me so I can email the logo thread when you're ready with the t-shirt?
yes, what I would like to do is get a direct connection with them.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I'll
I'll forward,
email-
I'll attach you in an email.
Yes,
Perfect.
so that it can go back and forth, because if it goes like through the circles, it's
Yep.
gonna be too
No, I'm
much
happy
time.
to do that.
Yeah,
I'll send it
you
tomorrow.
you can even step out if you want.
All right.
And, we can go back and forth. So, I'm gonna have to figure out the t-shirt count, we've given them a preliminary count.
Mhm.
And then I'll do the logos, and then what happens usually is they send us a proof.
Mhm.
And, I look at it, and then I send it to somebody else, with, good eyes, and say, did we get this all right? Am I missing anybody? So, perfect.
Do we want to come up with some kind of, we haven't talked about this before, but some kind of fun logo for the Little Reader's Sprint, something other than the two very adult looking runners that are on the, or are we just going to put Little Reader's Sprint on the front?
So that might require a whole nother level of, setup and charges for the free shirts. So maybe I'll ask our friend.
It's not that much.
No, but it's already
Are you
gonna
talking
be
about this
different.
one?
Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one that we use for the signage.
Yeah, I'll
And it has
ask.
like kind of varying heights. so
Yeah,
it sort of
yeah.
Applies. That.
So I'll ask, and this is what I'm gonna say, remember that your real estate is only this big.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they could cut it and make it like, just like 3 kids instead of.
Yeah.
It has to be one color too, otherwise
Everything's one color, everything, so,
they charge for it.
he's donating those shirts. If it's easier for him to shrink the existing front logo and do that, that's what we're gonna do, minus a year. Maybe we'll take, the sponsors off and do that, but, my thought was that it was just gonna be what we have now. But you're right, it could be more kid friendly,
Yeah.
but I don't
Can you
know.
send that?
Yeah.
To Diane and myself? I can't even.
It's on our website.
Is it?
It's actually, I'll send you the link, because it's from last year, it says
Okay.
archive, so it might be hard to
Can you
access.
send it to me too?
Yeah.
All right, great. So anybody online have any other questions for the race? Okay, so we're gonna, drop off of this one and sign on to the 5K, meeting for that. Thank you, Kevin.
So.
Gentlemen, thank you.
No, they're gonna be here.